Absolutely.
And the latest breaking news of this week,
Boom, boom, boom.
Interim Lightweight Championship fight between Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier.
Out of nowhere.
Has been scheduled, I think, for 237 also. Or is this 236?
Might have to take a look. Might have to fact check that.
Yeah, I think it's at 236, and it's going to be alongside the interim middleweight fight.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll have two interim fights. I'm not sure which is going to be the main event, but I'm excited for this one probably more.
Oh, God. Absolutely.
Yeah?
Well, think of this. This is my perspective. I thought today, so when you sent me that text and said, heads up, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, I got that at like 7 a.m. I'm like, oh, boy. Here's the thing. Dustin Poirier is coming off an Anthony Pettis, a Justin Gaethje, and an Eddie Alvarez, all TKO wins, after having a pretty tough time after Conor knocked him out back in featherweight, and now is up and coming and absolutely an animal, going against a guy that faced Jose Aldo twice, defended, and beat him, and then made Brian Ortega, who was the next upcoming star, fucking jiu-jitsu chokes, movement, knocked out Frankie Edgar, first time in his career, instantly realized he was a young boy fighting against Max Holloway.
Yeah, he just took him to school. And
But that's the best part. Both of these guys are in their prime, in their movement, full steam ahead. Keep Max healthy. I like that Max won't cut this much weight for this fight because that might help him longer. Well, not only in this fight, in his longevity in the featherweight. He makes a monster fucking weight cut. And that's what happened when he had those issues.
Allegedly. He
Allegedly.
won't say what happened.
It was water. I know it was water loading. Dude, the guy was trying to drop 21 pounds in like 2 weeks. That's not healthy.
Oh, you're saying he was trying to
when he was trying to get down for the Khabib fight.
Yeah.
When you do shit like that, that is a long-term, down-the-road situation. But wish them both the best. Stay healthy. Dustin's had that hip going on. I think it's back. They said he's probably 85%. He gets that hip cleared up by them, which I think he will because he looked really good the other day on Instagram. He's been lifting and all of his other pool job fucking workouts that he does over at the Greenery. But besides that, these guys, if they're both healthy, this will be absolutely an unreal fight.
It should be. They're both violent. It's going to be a stand-up fight. It's going to be great.
Yep.
They are both as good as they've ever been. They're both,
this is as cream of the crop as they are.
Yeah, they are
which
both
I like.
as good as they've ever been. And I think, they're both could make featherweight. Dustin Poirier used to fight featherweight.
Absolutely.
Max is a featherweight champion.
It's a good blend to me.
It's going to be fireworks. I think that Max wins. I heard that this fight was offered to Tony, and he turned it down.
What? So I read that this morning. To me, is that Tony being arrogant and saying, I don't want anyone but Khabib or the belt fight?
That's it.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's Tony being disrespected saying, if I turn down one fight, you shouldn't put people over top of me? But
no.
Max Holloway's available today. So's Dustin Poirier. They're both trying to fucking move up in the rankings and also just in general try to be a champion of either division.
Yeah,
you gotta make a move at some point. I'm sorry.
So as excited as I am about this fight, I would prefer it not to be for an interim title.
I agree 100%.
I think
that's my first comment today.
The middleweight fight being for an interim title makes perfect sense. I don't think we need to go through this again with the lightweight belt.
With Conor.
Tony already has an interim belt. That's probably why he said no.
But he was stripped.
He probably just said, no, I'm not fighting for an interim belt because it doesn't. I already fucking did that.
It's not real.
It didn't mean shit. Yeah.
But the problem with that is that there's an interim belt that's stripped. Why would there be an interim belt that's stripped and then nothing comes about it until now?
Yeah, I think that, the interim belt for this division is bogus. It is.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So I don't know why you attach that to.
But maybe the hole's already dug because it's happened before. They got to do it again. And trust me, as fans, how many people want to see Max Holloway fight in general? He could fight a trash fucking bag, and I'll watch. But he fights Dustin Poirier, who's coming up in the rankings right now, that just jumped Alaquinta, probably would have either fight Conor next or Tony, no matter what happened. Whether Khabib can't fight at all in the next 6 months or anything else.
I want to see that Nate Diaz fight big time.
I do too. My problem is time is a ticking. And the thing is, if Nate Diaz fights anybody in 2020, that is a long fucking absence.
Yeah.
Especially since he had a fight set up with Dustin this year.
No, that's the fight I wanted to see, is the Dustin-Nate Diaz fight.
But my point is if that fight would have already happened, which it would have, we would be talking different. Nate's over here talking and joking, talking to Dana, and they had that joke, I'll be back, and Dana's like, okay. He's like, yeah, no, you're not going to be back, because you never be back, because you're brother and you never commit. But that's the problem, is Nate Diaz in 2020 is going to be an older fighter, rusty fighter, not been in any constant action. Are we missing out on the best times we could have him right now in the lightweight and welterweight division?
Yeah, I'm honestly not too into a Nate Diaz-Conor rematch.
Absolutely
but I was so into that Nate Diaz-Dustin Poirier fight. I thought that would be a great one. I thought Dustin
was such a mix.
Yeah. So I think that obviously the winner of this fight has the interim belt, so they get Khabib when he comes back. And I think that if
do you think Khabib comes back fresh, or do you think Khabib comes back and takes another 6 months and then makes the perfect fight? Because he's not worried about money. He's worried about legacy, and he wants what he deserves. Even though he says can't be a $2 million fight or less.
Force him to fight whoever holds you. Well, I don't know. Maybe they won't force him to. They didn't have him fight Tony.
That's my point.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's what I worry about, is are we going to have the dark black cloud triple, quadruple fight that never goes through? Khabib versus Ferguson.
Yeah, well, so why? Yeah, I don't want to.
It's scary.
Make it anymore.
No, I don't.
That's why if we get this interim fight, then we're past that. Whoever has that interim belt has it. And it won't be Tony.
I love them both, but I do not think it's the time to work that. I don't.
No, I was surprised by the timing announcement. I guess it makes sense if you need a UFC 236 headline.
Sure.
But Dustin Poirier has very recently been yapping about how he wants to be released from the UFC.
That'd be a bad move right now.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I think if Dustin did that, he'd be very surprised how long his career just got extended in a not positive way. But regardless, that fight is going to be interesting. It's going to be great for both fighters to be able to say, hey, we're both top elite. One's got a belt, another one is looking for the belt. Yeah. Weight class or not, those are two elite fighters that'll show how high the level gets.
And I think if Max wins, which I think he will,
I agree.
He will go back down and defend featherweight before he comes back up to fight Khabib. So he won't.
He can yo-yo.
Yeah, it'll be fun. He won't have to wait for Khabib to come back in November. He can go down and fight in featherweight, and then come back up and unify the belt in lightweight. Max
benefits in this fight tenfold, just for the sheer fact that if he loses, it's not going to hurt his reputation. He still can go back down and defend the featherweight, like you said, stomp people there, and then have another crack back at Khabib or Conor up in lightweight.
I think at lightweight, Max beats everyone except for Khabib.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I think.
I think the only other person that's going to give him a hell of a time is a Tony Ferguson, for the cardio and tenacity of just pushing you on the fence, clipping you with elbows, everything else. Max is used to that, but is he used to the power and strength of a lightweight?
I think, yeah.
Because Tony's not big by no means. We all knew that.
Yeah.
But Tony does shit in there that when it touches you, it'll put you out.
He's got sharp elbows, but I think that Max is...
His technical game.
Yeah, he's so good, but he also, I don't think that... I mean, Tony's cardio is great, but he's not going to push Max too hard. Max's output is as good as anyone.
Oh, yeah, now he doesn't have the harsh weight cut. He's going to even have more.
Yeah, I don't...
He saves 10 pounds? You fucking kidding me?
I wouldn't be worried about Tony outpacing him or anything like that.
I don't worry about an outpace. I worry about Tony doing shit that breaks Max down, and he will still win. But I'm talking cutting eyebrows open, getting bloody, getting in the grappling game, getting in the fence game to where he's like, dude, I've been hit with 16 elbows and it's the first round. This sucks. I got to do this for another 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. That's what I worry about with Tony. Yes. But at the same time, Max could come in there and box Tony's face off. Tony goes in for jiu-jitsu and Max goes, oh, watch this. I know how to reversal, and I'll fucking choke you out mainstream right now in the middle of the floor. So the all-around game of Max is not super 100%, but 89 to 90% of his game is untouchable to anybody's division. Between Bantam all the way to maybe fucking welter. I mean, I know that's greedy. I think if Max weighed his normal weight and got built up, he could fight a Mike Perry and fuck with him from the distance.
That's a lot of weight. I don't know.
It's a ton of weight in the wrestling division. It's not in the keeping distance division. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Max's offense, his stand-up is like just sitting there boxing with Tony is going to be worlds better. I think Tony's offense elsewhere is better, but I think Max has good enough defense that he's going to shut it down and force the game to where he wants it. He's very good at distance control, and like I said, I don't think. I mean, 5 rounds going as fast as you can. He's the one who can do it. Yeah. So I see him being very successful, except for Khabib's going to give him issues. But who knows? I mean, I wouldn't count him out of that fight either. So
yeah, I agree.
Let's move on, and we will recap last week's UFC ESPN 1.
First podcast also, by the way.
Yes.